Facebook family. I just told Dennis to behave because I was going live. Doing a little meal prep, and I wanted you guys to see what was going on in the kitchen. I got a lot, I don't know if you can hear him screaming in the background. I got a lot of questions this week about, I don't know what to eat to like jumpstart me, and I don't know what to have for meals, and like how do you stay clean. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing. But first and foremost, like I kind of want to, disclaimer that what I eat is super boring. What I eat is also for maximum amount of like energy and digestive, like allowing my system to digest and absorb nutrients. I think absorbing nutrients is probably the most important thing because that's how we are fueled and that's how we kind of function. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the stuff that I'm making for Dennis and I. And the preface that I want to kind of put out there is, you know, back in like 2000 and I don't even know when it was. Dang, I guess when I was in grad school and when I was in my early 20s, so over 10 years ago, I remember making very simple switches from processed food to non-processed food. And that came from like a psychological mind. When my mom got sick and she died, I could not eat the things that she ate. And what I noticed just from switching, I see Candace is on. Candace is totally going to get this. What I noticed just from switching was the weight just like dropped off. And then I started to feel better. And then I was able to eat, you know, more foods that were helping me like, I don't know, stay lean and have energy and build muscle. And I'm wondering if I could put like another light on here. Can I do that? That doesn't look any better. So I think just making those switches first from processed to non-processed, and you know, whole foods. If you're eating foods that the ingredients list is like super long, let me see if I can give you an example of processed food in my cabinet. Because these are not all things that I eat. This, in my opinion, is processed. This is a chewy granola bar, and people probably start eating this thinking like, I'm going to lose weight. It's only 100 calories. La 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 la. Well, first, to me, it has gluten in it. But second, OMG. Okay, granola, brown rice sugar, brown rice crisp, whole grain rice flour, sugar, salt, whole grain wheat, cocoa butter, soy lecithin. Blech! Blech! These are not mine. These are for the kids. This is what Dennis gets them as like little snacks, and I'm okay with it. That's a combo for another day. But partially defatted peanut flour, lactose, dry whey, dextrose, corn syrup solids, more soy lecithin, salt, vanillin, artificial flavor, invert sugar, which I don't even know what that is. Okay, so this is an example of processed, right? So I think when I started to make the connection between my mom eats those foods, my mom got sick, my mom died, I can't eat those foods. I wouldn't put things in a microwave. I wouldn't have the ice creams. I wouldn't have any of those things that I saw my mom eat. So it was very easy for me to just be like, well, those foods create disease, so why would I want to give myself disease? And again, that's another topic for another, I guess, conversation, maybe a one-on-one conversation about mindset and the foods that we eat and why we want to eat them or not. But we try and stick with whole foods. Now, what Dennis eats and what the kids eat is completely different from what I eat. I can eat the things that they eat and feel like total crap. They can eat it and they're like raring to go, good to go. I don't know, they have totally different blood than I do. So it's all good. We love them regardless. But in removing those processed foods and making those shifts to have more, I'm not vegan, right? But I was having more, I remember starting with fish and baked tilapia, which I won't have tilapia now, but I remember having baked tilapia. I would bake my chicken instead of fry it. I would make turkey, and I'm going to show you some of my meat right now that I'm cooking. But it's like what I eat is so basic and so boring because I think once you remove those processed foods and get rid of all of that crap that was in there that I just mentioned, your body stops craving it. And then you are literally fueled by nutrients as opposed to all of that crap that I just read for you. So I'm going to show you the very basic things that are like staples in my house, and I gave my disclaimer. It might be boring to you, but if you guys are asking what I eat, I'm going to start with, first and foremost, let's take a look at the processed things that you're having and let's see what we can switch them out for, right? Like even fruits. And as we start to make those switches, like even if you can incorporate a salad into your day, which I will actually talk about. I have a very good friend of mine that's promoting have a salad a day, and she teaches you how to make these bomb salads, which like totally changed my life. Yes, Candace, you are so correct. Or like having a smoothie a day. That's how I got started. Like on this whole journey was like, well, I'm going to make smoothies. A friend of mine was doing a 21-day virtual group where it was like talking about body brushing and cleansing and this and that. And that was when I got my Vitamix. Oh girl. Vitamixbomb.com right here, right? So I actually got it on QVC for like $300, which was a steal. And that baby is incredible. Like, I love her, and she still lasts. And the company's really good about, like, if anything happens, they have a very good warranty. Like, something on mine just broke, and they replaced it for me. So Vitamix is incredible. I love them. But that's how I started, right? First with the removal of the processed foods from a pain point. It came from a pain point. Removal of the processed foods. Eating a little bit more whole foods and less processed foods, and then I wasn't craving as much as the processed food, and then I started incorporating greens and fruits and all of that in my smoothies, going to Whole Foods and spending a fortune because I could, right, and buying all those different supplements because I could, until I found another solution, and then it's like you're constantly going to be on this journey, and I think the goal of the journey is to just feel better. And you guys maybe saw my post about me going to be 37 in 2 weeks, and it's like, but I feel great. So do I have my dips in energy? Yes. Do they come from when I have like wine or processed foods? Yes. Yes. Do I still eat processed foods? Of course I do. I'm human, and French toast is fucking amazing. Right? So even bread. So let me show you guys a little bit of what's going on here. Only time I really eat rice is when I am having sushi, so it's very little, but I know Dennis is Puerto Rican and he likes rice. So I'm actually going to take this rice cooker that I have right here, okay? It's a Black & Decker rice cooker, and I'm going to make that for him in bulk. And while that cooks, all I have to do literally is just hit one button that says cook, right? And it comes with this little drainer thingy that I'm going to put on top, because I think that's what it's actually for, that you can make rice or something on the bottom, and then you can steam a vegetable. So notice the words I'm using, right, are baking, steaming, boiling, hello, okay? And I'm going to steam vegetables on the top. So what are my go-to vegetables? Love me some broccoli. Love me some broccoli. And I think I don't really even need to cut them up much more than that. So I'm just going to put them in, and they are right in here. And I put them on top of the rice cooker. See? I see you guys laughing. I like that. That makes me happy. Put a little cover on it, and I just steam it. And when it's to the texture that I want, like you don't want it super mushy, but when it's to the texture that you want, you can take it off. The rice will do its thing. It's in a rice cooker. We're good to go. And what I love with the broccoli is taking it, steaming it, and drizzling. Let me show you guys this. Oh my God, this is so high up here. I got this, and I probably wouldn't get it again. Like, look how big that ish is. So big. And this is an old peanut butter jar that I just take this is what a regular size of coconut oil is. But Heidi says I just roasted broccoli. Oh, so roasting, right? Roasting vegetables is like baking them. Steaming your vegetables. Heidi, you're going to love this if you have not tried steamed broccoli, right? If you've been off the processed foods kick, steamed broccoli with drizzled, melted coconut oil on it, and then Himalayan sea salt. What? So I'll make the broccoli usually like a little bit in bulk. Tonight I didn't get very much because I knew I wasn't going to be cooking this week, so I just said I need some fresh vegetables. Let me show you what else I got. I got this, and I was like, this shit is GMO. Like, why is it so big? But some of my friends, this is a zucchini. Another, like, basic that I have, how big is it, right? Another basic that I have always in my kitchen is usually, like, zucchini. I like taking it, dicing it, and then putting it in the oven, which I'm going to show you what I do with my sweet potatoes, okay? I'm very selective about my carbs. And I love that you guys are still all on watching. That means that I'm telling you some good shit, and I want to hear about more shit that you want. Let me see. Straight out of our garden. Exactly. So I have friends whose zucchinis out of their garden are like this big. Look at this. What is that? So I was like, maybe it's not GMO. Let's give it a whirl. You know, I'm not one of those freaks. Like, I can't sit there and say everything I eat has to be organic. Because we're not living in an organic world. I'm sorry, but you're breathing in toxins. So my thing is, I'm going to go as organic as I possibly can, which you'd be surprised. It's actually not as expensive as people think. And I go as organic as I possibly can. And when I don't sweat it. Because what would be the point of that? Stress also causes disease, and worry also causes disease. So if I'm doing all of this to like yoga, meditation, clean food, but then I'm going to stress the F out over some shit, then I'm just undoing everything that I'm kind of aiming for. So anti-stress campaign, what? All right, so you guys saw the rice is for Dennis, and what I'm actually going to do, and we call it dirty rice. Dirty rice. We got that from Eat Clean Bro, which I just ordered because I actually hate to cook. Like, you're getting right now Product Junction. I'm going to have to look at that. Yeah, like Vitacost and all that stuff. So what you're getting right now is basically meal prep for people who hate to cook but love to eat clean and want muscles. Muscles! Okay? I'm so weird. If you're weird, you're amazing. So we got the rice going. We have the broccoli going. These are all also things that can cook themselves while I'm taking a shower. So as soon as I like X out of here, I'm definitely gonna take a shower because my hair needs to be taken care of. Now, let me show you what else. We have the quinoa. I like red quinoa. I just think it tastes better. Kansas, I love you. I love you. I like red quinoa. It just tastes better. So I'm actually going to boil that in a separate one, and I make enough for all week. Show you what else. Okay. I also, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. I save all these jars because I just feel like I prefer to have things in glass than plastic. So I either buy glass Tupperware or I just save the jars when I'm done. This came from an applesauce jar that Dennis loves applesauce, and I'm pro Dennis eating applesauce, so we do that. We encourage it, and we buy it for him. And this is gluten-free, slow-cooked oats, right? So it was oats and blueberries, and I filled it up with a lot of water and just a little bit of almond milk. This is probably going to give me at least 4 breakfasts. I hate cooking breakfast in the morning. So if I'm not having a shake, I'm grabbing that, I'm boiling eggs, and I'm done. Make coffee, and that's it. I can't deal. So far you've seen a breakfast. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to take this out of the oven. This is something else. They need to be flipped anyway, and I'm probably going to burn myself, but can you guys see? This is sweet potatoes, right? Peeled them, chopped them, put coconut oil, melted it, threw it in there. Maybe I'll put a little Himalayan sea salt, but I really don't need it. So for you guys who are like, see, and I have it on 400 degrees, and the way I know that it's done is if it's soft. So it's not done, but I just turned it a little bit for you. So that's a sweet potato. That counts as a carb. The oatmeal counts as a carb. The quinoa counts as a carb. Make this stuff in bulk so that way you have it all week, and you know for your breakfast and your lunch, you have your carbs ready. For dinner, we don't do carbs. At least I don't, unless it's like I'm really craving something. I even have a quinoa pasta. So what else can I tell you? I told you about that. I'm showing you Dennis's rice, the broccoli. Oh, so here's something that was like the beginning of my journey, something that I did a lot of, and this is really hot. Ground beef. I think you guys can see it. There's a lot of comments, which is really good. Yeah, cinnamon I will put as well. So cinnamon is like a free food. You can pretty much put that stuff on anything, and cinnamon's good for you. I'm pretty sure it's good for inflammation too, which is funny because inflammation is like it's disease causing, right? Disease. So this right here is 95% lean, grass-fed ground beef. I do pay the extra $1 or $2 for it. So that's the thing. Like, I feel like people go to the store and they see like shitty meat and they're like, oh my God, it's $7 a pound. And then they see the good meat and they're like, oh my God, it's $9 a pound. F that, I'm not going to pay for it. Aren't you worth it? Like, aren't you worth having grass-fed beef? Somebody could tweet that shit. Aren't you? I'm worth grass-fed beef, all right? Dennis! What? I'm worth grass-fed beef! See, he agrees with me. So we're worth the grass-fed beef. We're worth the organic, the non-GMO, all of that stuff, fish, and all of those things. I'm worth it. What? It's like maybe $2 to $4 difference. Now, please don't think that I don't have a heart for people who are tight on spending or who are on a budget. I do have a heart for you. I've been there before. Still to this day sometimes, I count my pennies to the point where it makes no sense. Because when I look at my priorities and I look at the vision of this is what I want to put into my body, because cancer was pretty expensive for my mom. She died in debt. She died with bills, medical bills and stuff she couldn't pay. And when she got cancer, her job, she had to go on disability and she was getting paid like a third or less of what her salary was. So how do you survive with disease? I'd rather pay for the quality stuff. But that's just me. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm just sharing my experience with you. So I have a heart for everybody, but I'm just telling you my mindset in the event that it helps you feel better. I showed you that ground beef, right? I like to get the 95% lean. Sometimes if there's 85% lean on sale, I'll do it, of course. Again, does that mean every single time is organic and grass-fed? No, of course not, right? We are what we eat, yes. So don't be, Kansas, what is it? So don't be fake, cheap, and easy. Even though my meal prep is really easy. So I showed you the carbs. I showed you the veggies. I'm sure there are so many other things I can show you. But you see the ground beef. You can do that also with ground turkey breast. Okay? Not ground turkey breast. I have flavored that with a little low sodium. Please, if you could start reducing sodium, that would be a big deal. Because I think I had a personal trainer once, and he like grabbed the back of my arm. He's like, you see that? That's salt. And I'm like, okay, I guess I don't want to have salt. So if we go with lower sodium things, I had a low sodium taco seasoning. I put some salsa in it. I think this was Tostitos, which, again, you want to know what? I'm going to get my ass kicked for this. Sometimes I wonder when I buy these things, like, oh my God, is Tostitos like part of Monsanto? Is Tostitos like gonna give me GMOs? And then again, it goes back to like, okay, I eat really organic, like as much as I can, and I'm not gonna stress that shit. So if I want some Tostitos, I'm gonna get some Tostitos. But that's if like, depends. Like I shop at 3 different grocery stores. So you saw the beef. I told you also about baking chicken. Crock-Pot is amazing for that stuff. But that's what's going down right now. So for dinner tonight, Dennis is going to have the rice and the beef, which again, I can tell you so many things about like digestive nightmares, but I just feel like Dennis is, knock on wood, it's like his digestive system is like a horse. And really, you shouldn't be having proteins and carbs or like starches together. You're not supposed to. You can have proteins and veggies. So what's my dinner going to be? My dinner is going to be, I'm reading all of that stuff. Heidi needs to reduce her sodium. Girl, let me tell you something. When I hear people say, I need to do something, then just do it. You need to reduce your sodium. Well, find one thing that you're going to cut back on. Start with one thing. Start with another thing, another thing. Send me a message. Send one of the powerhouses a message. Do what you got to do, but cut back the sodium. I feel like that just affects your blood pressure. It's going to affect a whole bunch of stuff in your system, and depending on what your goals are, you probably don't want the sodium. If you need to, then you know you need to, so just do it. That's where I always get myself into trouble, because I'm one of those, like, just do it. It's that easy. It's how I started my business. That's how lots of things happened. Dennis needs vegetables. Oh, babe, you're so cute. Dennis made a cameo. Dennis does need vegetables too, and guess what? There's enough veggies in here for Dennis, because that would be terrible if look at that, it's so cool. Smoke. Did you see it? I don't know. It was there before. There it is. Yay. if the few times that I do cook, I don't make stuff for Dennis, he gets really mad and he yells at me. Like this morning, well, okay, he doesn't yell at me, but this morning he was like really upset that I didn't make him eggs. But I didn't make eggs for myself, babe. That's why you didn't get eggs. So feel free to use the Facebook right now to say what you gotta say. Other people are here to defend you. I'm sure if Amanda Goldberg is on, she would defend you, right? We got water in here. It's just water. But that's it. So I'm glad Heidi's on board with the reducing sodium. I can't wait to hear what is the first thing that you cut out. I can't wait to hear about whatever your goals are and how having less sodium is changing it and helping you reach your goals. What else can I tell you that I do? I don't know. I do my coffee probably the night before, depending on what's going on the next morning. I have my veggies. Dennis has carbs. We have a protein. There's coconut oil in there. That's a fat because we all need good fats. Poor Dennis, nothing. Poor Dennis, nothing. Babe, they're defending you. Bacon and eggs. We went to Laredo Winery today, and we had brunch, and it was really good. So good that on a Sunday, rest day, we had to go bike riding afterwards to burn off the calories and, like, whew, just stay active. Just, like, let it move through your system. So that's it. I'm going to pass this on to a friend of mine who was asking, and then a few other people were messaging me and just saying, like, well, what do you eat all week? So you've seen my carbs. It's those overnight oats, and they're gluten-free ones that I soak with fruit in them, which, again, is not the best when it comes to digestive, but we can't be perfect, okay? And if it doesn't make me feel bad, then I do it. If I notice that a food makes me feel bad, then I stop eating it. Quinoa is going to happen, so oats, quinoa, sweet potatoes. It's really the only carbs that I eat. And when it comes to proteins, I will do fishes, I will do lean beef, I'll do turkey, I will do chicken. Crock pot chicken, guys. Take a whole thing of it. Let me show you how I buy my chicken. Watch this. Because I like to save money. Who doesn't? Look. Right here. Organic, certified Coleman's organic chicken. No antibiotics, added hormones. Ever. Certified organic vegetarian fed. Which probably means they're eating corn. And corn probably has GMOs in it. And that's where we just say... That's where we just do this. Watch, because you're living in a world that, like, the further down the rabbit hole you go, the more things you're going to find out, and then you're going to come to a point where you're going to keep this. This is for Sarah Nelson. You're going to keep this in your house, okay? Right here. 100%. Come on, Facebook. Come on, let me see. Can you see that? Fuck it. 100% all natural, organic. Fuck it. It's a Thai spice. Put that shit on everything. like, if I have it, I'll probably choke on it, so that would be bad. I was gonna like lick it, slam it, suck it, tequila type of shit, but we're not gonna do that. So yeah, I mean, I've called up companies before and I've asked them. Like I remember with Udi's is a gluten-free brand of bread, saying to them, you know, it says you have like modified something or other in it. Can you guarantee me that it's not GMO? And they respond. So here's an example of the chicken that I get. It comes like in 3 packs, and then you get, I guess it was $15. So is that $5 a piece? What? Look at that. Buy that shit in bulk. And then freeze it. And you can rip it like this. Where's my muscles? I never really rip it. I usually cut it. Just cut it. I'm not going to rip it because it's actually freezing my hands. My hands are about to get frostbitten right now. But I put that in the freezer. Very big on getting organic frozen fruit. This one is pesticide free, so it's not organic. But I saw it and I wanted to try it out because sometimes at night I like to have frozen mango pieces. It's delicious. Like if I'm craving something. I always thought you had cinnamon in there. It's fuck it, Heidi. It's fuck it. Thai spice. It's fuck it. So you have to do that. You can't stress out because you're gonna say, you know, I eat this stuff and this stuff makes me feel great, and there's, you know, Dr. Oz says this and that, and Shaun T says the other thing. And then a study's going to come out and they're going to tell you it's bad for you. And it's like, listen, eat what makes you feel good. Eat what makes you feel good. And I don't know. You guys know what I drink. You know what I eat. You know what I do. You got that. I told you about the chicken. I feel like I always have onions on me. I feel like I always have different spices. Fuck It is a really good one from Thailand. I feel like I always use essential oils. I have been popping vitamins in my shakes lately, and I've been using this vitamin code, and it says to take 4, and I don't need that many vitamins. I just take 1, I open it up, I pop it in my shake, and I throw away the capsule because the capsule is made of, I don't know, not plastic, like soluble vegetarian stuff. But I've been taking one of these lately because I live in New Jersey now. Nicole McDonough, best way to cook veggies. You know I love Shanti. So Nicole, if you rewatch, like go back to the beginning of the video, but I was talking that Heidi and I were saying we roast them. Right now I'm steaming broccoli. So steaming and roasting I'm a fan of. Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. I always have like spinach or baby kale or arugula in my kitchen, in my fridge, because, oh, and then I also have this. I get this broccoli slaw a lot because I can fry it with some tamari sauce, or I can put like a really nice vegan dressing on it and put some like walnuts or whatever in it. So I get broccoli slaw a lot. I like to have this raw. And then spinach, a box of spinach or a box of kale or arugula, and make salads. And I get the pre-packaged beets, and I will chop them up and put them in there. And I have some really good dressing recipes. Because if you can eat vegetables raw, that's great. There's enzymes in there, the nutrients are in there, you don't take them out because you're not cooking them. So that's always in there. I always have eggs. We actually go through so many eggs, and sometimes I feel like I hate eggs, but we go through so many, we have to buy like the 18-pack. I'm still waiting for a neighbor to pop up and tell me that they have chickens, and they're going to give me some of their stuff. Almond milk, unless I'm making my own, which I have been terrible with. I haven't been making my own almond milk lately, which I wonder why. Maybe because I don't have any almonds. Broccoli slaw is the best. Yeah, it is. Okay, so Nicole, I hope that answered your question. I'm even going to look at my, my broccoli right now is steamed. It's done. And I'm going to take a pepperonis at the rice that was in there, but I don't want to burn myself. So while I was talking to you, like, that's it. My broccoli is steamed. My sweet potatoes are probably done too. The rice is done. Look, steamed right here. That went over a rice cooker, and the rice is done as well. So check that out. I got to give you guys some loving and some tips to have an awesome week. It did not take me long. You see that. Dennis is going to be very happy. He's going to have his dirty rice. Yep, that's rice. The rice is done. Look. I don't want to drop it. Done. Smoky. So smoky. Okay, I'll eat that. If I don't burn myself. I'll probably burn myself. Needs a little, like, seasoning. I'll put some seasoning in there. Alright. Alright, there's my tips. Comment, share it, like it, love it. Send it to somebody who needs it and needs to know, like, what am I eating? Told you my proteins, told you my carbs, told you my veggies. I'm sure I'm missing veggies. Told you about my frozen fruit. You got it all. Alright. Love you guys. Peace.